The Tuskegee experiment was when the United States government used black men as guinea pigs, testing the effects of syphilis on them. The Tuskegee study took place in Macon County, Alabama, the county seat of Tuskegee, referred to as the Black Belt because of its rich soil and vast number of black sharecroppers who were the economic backbone of the region. The research itself took place on the campus of Tuskegee Institute. The intent of the study was to record the natural history of syphilis in black men. The study was called the Tuskegee Study of Untreated Syphilis in a Negro Male. When the study was initiated, there were no proven treatments for the disease. Researchers told the men participating in the study that they were to be treated for bad blood. This term was used locally by people to describe a host of diagnosable ailments, including but not limited to anemia, fatigue, and syphilis. A total of 600 men were enrolled in the study. Of this group, 399 who had syphilis were a part of the experimental group, and 201 were control subjects. Most of the men were poor and illiterate sharecroppers from the county. The men were offered what most Negroes could only dream of in terms of medical care and survivor's insurance. They were enticed and enrolled in the study with incentives including medical exams, rides to and from clinics, meals on examination days, free treatment for minor ailments, and guarantees that provisions would be made after their deaths in terms of burial insurance paid to their survivors. There were no proven treatments for syphilis when the study began. When penicillin became the standard treatment for the disease in 1947, the medicine was withheld as a part of the treatment for both the experimental group and the control group. On July 25, 1972, Gene Heller of the Associated Press broke the story that appeared simultaneously both in New York and Washington that there had been a 40-year non-therapeutic experiment called a study on the effects of untreated syphilis on black men in the rural South. Between the start of the study in 1932 and 1947, the date when penicillin was determined as a cure for the disease, dozens of men had died, and their wives, children, and untold number of others had been infected. While the panel concluded that the men participated in the study freely, agreeing to the examinations and treatments, there was evidence that the scientific research protocol routinely applied to human subjects was ignored. Specifically, researchers had not informed the men of the actual name of the study, Tuskegee Study of Untreated Syphilis in the Negro Male, its purpose and potential consequences of the treatment or non-treatment that they would receive during the study. The men never knew of the debilitating and life-threatening consequences of the treatments they were to receive, the impact of their wives and children they may have conceived once involved in the research. The panel also concluded that there were no choices given to the participants to quit the study when penicillin became available as a treatment and cure for syphilis. Reviewing the results of the research, a panel concluded that the study was ethically unjustified. In the summer of 1973, attorney Fred Gray filed a class action suit on behalf of the men in the study, their wives, children, and families. It ended a settlement giving more than $9 million to the study participants. As part of the class action suit settlement, the U.S. government promised to provide a range of free services to the survivors of the study, their wives, widows, and children. All living participants became immediately entitled to free medical and burial services. On May 16, 1997, President Bill Clinton apologized for the emotional, medical, research, and psychological damage of the government-led Tuskegee experiment on poor African American men. This apology was delivered to the surviving participants of the study and families of the deceased. This is the Tuskegee experiment.